What's up, guys? Hope you're doing good. Today we're gonna go in 3 points on how to deadlift. This is the most important that you need to keep in mind. And if you deadlift this way, your deadlift should be looking good. So I'm gonna focus in 3 points. One is gonna be the back path. Second is gonna be the hip hinge, and then the general point that you should muscle that you should feel on, where the position, where your hip should be, where your knee should be, where your shoulder should be. So that's the 3 points that I'm going to talk about today. And I'm going to start with the back path, and then hip hinge, and then the knee, hip, and shoulder position. Okay, on the back path position, one, you want to try to come as close as possible. So your bar have to be right on top of the shoelace and where you tie the shoelace in. So a little bit closer, toes slightly open. Don't open too much, don't go too narrow or straight. If you go straight, you won't be able to use the glute. So you want to slightly open your toes, okay? And then from here, try to get as close as possible your hand could be in your body. Or in another way, your hand should be slightly underneath your shoulder. So here, okay? And from here, look forward and stand up. Okay, that's deadlift, okay? So from here, keep the bar completely close. Okay, shin is very close to the ground, and keep everything tight and stand up. Okay. So one of the things that when you're doing deadlift, you do not do, okay? If you're too far from the bar, your knees gonna be over the bar, okay? You don't want your knees over the bar, otherwise you're gonna be traveling around, and that the bar path won't be straight up. You want the bar to travel from here to here, straight line, because the far it is, the more hard it's going to be when the weight is lowered up. So you want to keep as close as possible to your body as you can. So here, from here, it goes, when you stand up, it goes straight to here, the hip position. If the bar is like this, if your knees over the bar gonna travel this way first, and then travel this way. Directly, you don't have the straight line. Do want the straight line. Why? Because once the bar gets heavy, that will help you to actually control the weight, okay? Because the far it is, the more you're gonna be flying in front, and then the more you're gonna feel like falling forward. You don't wanna do that. So here, sit down, okay? Shin perpendicular to the ground as much as you can. This position here. Don't go here, okay? Come here, okay? From here, you stand up. You can still stay straight line, and then bring my hip close to the bar, okay? And back down the same way. So when I go down, I push my hip back as I'm bringing my chest down, slightly start bending my knees, and then stand up again, okay? So that's the point number one. You push your hip back, slightly bring your chest down, also slightly bend your knees in order the bar to travel in a straight line. Number two is the hip hinge. So this is what I see every time people do. So they are here, especially this happen mostly on top when you're about to go down, okay? So when you're about to go down, a lot of people, if you look right here on my hip, they do like this, okay? Once you do like this directly, this, you get to arch your back like this in this position. All the load are gonna be here. You're using the wrong position, you're using the wrong muscle in order to perform the exercise. You wanna, before you go down, instead of doing this, you push your hip back. Push. Like, think about you're doing stiff leg deadlift. When you do stiff leg deadlift, you don't do like this, okay? So you squeeze your abs first, okay, before you go down. Squeeze your abs, and then use your hip to bend. Don't use your back to bend. Use your hip to bend in this position here, okay? Don't do this, okay? This directly, it's wrong, and that's gonna give you back pain because you are arching your back in a position where it should not be. So you wanna from here to here. So this is all about the hip. It's all about the hip, not about the back, okay? Once you tighten up your abs, tighten up your back, you do not try to move it again in this position. Just squeeze here, use the hip to go down, okay? That's number two. Number three is the leg and knee, hip, and shoulder position. Okay, where? So once you're here, okay, the easiest way you can do this, your knees and your hip. Hip should be above the knees. Hip should be above the knee, and the shoulder should be above the hip. That's the easiest way I can say it. So we're gonna look like this, okay? Hip, knees, hip above the knee, shoulder above the hip. So basically you're creating a triangle. That's how you're gonna do it in a proper way. So knees, hip, shoulder, okay? So like this, that position right there, squeeze your abs, squeeze everything, and stand up Squeeze your glute at the top. Okay? Why do you need your hip to be above the knee? Why do you need your shoulder to be above the hip? Because you wanna lift heavy weight, okay? So there's no right wrong, because if you bring your hip same level of your shoulder, which means you are doing stiff leg deadlift, which you're gonna benefit more on the hamstring, but you never lift super heavy. But if you keep this triangle position, it will help you to lift more weight. So if your goal is to lift more weight and safe, you have to follow the triangle position. If you just want to target the hamstring, then you need to have the stiff leg deadlift, where your hip gonna be in this position, okay? Same level with the shoulder, and then you feel more on the hamstring, okay? Because your goal is to build hamstring, but your goal to build strength and target the real muscles to be very stronger, then you need the triangle position. Shoulder, hip, and the knee. So that have to be in the triangle position. Let me talk about what muscle will this triangle benefit. So 1, it's gonna be your glutes, okay? 2, it's gonna be your back, and 3, it's gonna be your quad. 3 group muscle, okay? So in that 3 group muscle, and then everything. So the big one is glutes, back, and quad. 3, that's the big one, and then everything. For this one, you more benefit mostly on the hamstring, and then the back, and then everything, okay? So you wanna involve as big muscle as possible to do the movement so that you are stronger. All right, guys, let me know about you think about this video. Let me know if you wanna see more like this. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you again. Kapron Krab.